How y'all doing? This is your boy. This one is going to also be by request. And it's going to be about... I'm going to start doing videos on conspiracies. This one, I don't know if I've touched this subject before, but if so, I apologize. It's going to be done again. This one is about secret societies. Now, where and how long have these secret societies been around? Long time. I'll tell you that right now. Long before this great country I live in was even thought of. You have different types, and of course the names and stuff shouldn't be a big issue since they're kind of mainstream by now. One, of course, is the Illuminati. That one I'm going to speak to you guys about a little bit. I don't know enough about the Masons or the Rosicrucians or anything like that to really say much on, but I do know enough about the first. What exactly is this? Well, they've been around a long time, and they were started, I want to say, they were made prevalent, anyway, around the time of the Renaissance period. I'm pretty sure they were around long before then. But the thing is, during that period of time, it was a discovery of sciences and different things like that. You had different, I was going to say Da Vinci, Michelangelo, all these guys. Of course, they were artists and very intelligent for the time, but they were also men of science. And, of course, what does it to illuminate means? It means to awaken, or to make people see. Now, definitely, of course, there's the old story about, Lucifer being the light bringer, things like that. There's definitely some truth to this. But I think also, people need to understand the potential roots for such things, and the responses. You have to understand, during this period of time, and before, the church was out of control. You had, of course, the Inquisition with Torquemada, a big bleeping mess. A lot of people were burned alive at the stake, tortured to confessions. It was just a real corrupt bunch of crap by the church. It is what it is. I'm a man of the faith, but I admit when there's problems. Even now, there's problems. But I'm not going to necessarily bring that up too much in this video because it's not relevant at this point. I'm going to tell you right now, this was kind of a pushback against a lot of that crap that was going on. People understandably were pissed. They were furious. And many such groups arose as a rebellion, to a degree, against the narrative at the time. It's like, if you're too smart, oh, you must be a witch, we're going to have to burn you. Things like that. If I came back in time with, let's say, the smartphone, my bald butt's going to be the bald skeleton, because I'd have been burnt to that, if you get my drift. So you have to understand, a lot of these groups were a response to such things. And the thing is, again, these groups involving such people are not stupid. They never were to begin with. So what does that mean? Simple. As time progressed, many of these groups went underground. And of course, they weren't dumb, as I said. They understood economics, still do. And of course, math, money, things like that. And of course, who holds this holds power. And naturally, that response has carried on to today. And in a way, a lot of these groups are definitely sinister, and they want definitely not what's good for us. I can guarantee you that one. What's good for them, yeah, it's like rules for me, but not for thee, that kind of thing. A lot of this is out of revenge for that time period. And of course, just other things that the adversary loves to pile out there. I'm just kind of giving you guys a wee bit of a history lesson on this. Many people don't think along these lines. They think, oh, we got some evil organization that's out to get us and all that. It is true. They are very bad and definitely out to get us. But a lot of these organizations were a response to the very horrific treatment of the people at that period of time. Don't forget that. Now, of course, with power comes corruption. And that, of course, is what's bled over to today. And the thing is, it's always a good old boys club to a degree. You definitely have some nefarious things, magic's being done, rituals, of course. You have to understand, these groups are based in some very deep occult practices. And naturally, I wouldn't be surprised if they were, involved with creatures that ain't human, or something just no good for nobody, if you get my drift. I mean, you have everything from, some things are halfway legit but have gone perverted. I mean, hell, anything from climate control to so-called sterilization of people in general. You have to understand, these organizations they're definitely taking advantage of a bad situation. Leave it at that. But you have to understand, what I just brought up is not justifiable, but you have to kind of see what makes these groups tick. And the thing is, of course, with the Knights Templar, think about that. Them boys served the church and everything else like you wouldn't believe. And what happened to them? Oh, they're a little too powerful. Let's cook them. See where I'm going with that? I mean, it's just a mess. And the thing is, naturally, these organizations, they're going to do what they think in order, at least of course of their twisted minds, what they have to do to survive. Hey, we got to take over everything. Hey, we definitely ain't got to worry about surviving no more now, do we? That right there is what potentially has given strength to the intent of such people who are up to no good. You got to understand, right now, if such beings and individuals were really discovered and the horrible shit that they do, whether it be X-Bones or whatever, it would be a bloodbath. Leave it at that. And I definitely think this bleeds over into other territories. But you have to understand something. In the paranormal community, there's infighting, like you wouldn't believe. That's another example of we're doing exactly what they want us to do. Leave it at that. Now, I'm not poking fun at any sides or digging bars at nobody. I'm just speaking of human behavior and the things I've seen doing what I do. I've seen a lot of it. And believe me, it's not funny, it ain't cute. But that is what gives them the power over us. Think about it. There's an old Ice Earth song. It's a band I love. I forgot the name of the song, but it was, one of them was, it was from their album, I want to say, there was two albums, The Wicked, and there was two versions of it. My point is, they were both about kind of like an Antichrist-like figure. And what did this guy do? And the groups he was tied with? Divide. Conquer. The will devour, will divide. Yeah. Or something along those lines. Think about that. I'm just saying. Of course, that band had some very interesting controversy recently, but I'm not bringing that up right now. I might later. My point is this, that the guy who wrote those songs, John Schaefer, was right in many, many ways. Leave it at that. And you have to understand, that's what they want for us. As long as we keep fighting each other, we're giving these groups exactly what they want. Don't kid yourself. I'm just going to leave it at that. No use going into any further real detail. I will later on as time goes on. But I figured this was important to put out. You guys know what I do. I'm the producer for Dark Waters Entertainment. If you've had a sighting of any sort, hit me up. Email is wesvic@imdarkwaters.com. You guys be blessed and you be safe.